Aloha and welcome to this timeless Pick a Pile tarot reading. Take a moment and take a deep breath. Allow your intuition to guide you on which deck is meant for you today. Is it going to be pile 1, 2, or 3? Allow yourself to gently feel which direction you're being called to. Before we dive into your reading, if you would like to get a personal reading with me, you can always go to themagicsiren.com. The newest promo code is down in the description box below. You'll also find a link to our Patreon. You can come and check us out over there. And you'll also find a link to our weekly podcast, The Siren Circle. Every Sunday, we dive deep into a new topic, so I hope to see you there this weekend. With all of that being said, let's go ahead and get ready to start with our tarot readings. Again, this is pile 1, 2, and 3. If your intuition couldn't narrow it down to just one deck, that's okay. You can claim more than one reading in this video. I will have timestamps below for piles 1, 2, and 3. So let's go ahead and get ready to start with pile 1. If you chose pile 1, this is your tarot reading. We're going to go ahead and shuffle. We will ask Universe, Spirit, and Tarot to bring forth any messages, insight, and guidance that you need to hear at this time. We're going to go ahead and do a 3-card spread. We will do some extra bonus messages at the end of our 3 cards. We'll do a love oracle, a general oracle, and an affirmation to use. We have a couple of cards flying off screen here. We'll go ahead and take a look at those in just a minute. We also had a card flip inside the deck as well. Let's see what we have. We have the 7 of Cups. We also have the Ace of Swords. Let's go ahead and shuffle for one more card and then we'll get into it. I'm asking Universe, Spirit, and Tarot to bring forth a final card for everyone that chose pile 1. One more card for the pile 1 watchers. What else do we have? Let's go ahead and finish out this shuffle. If you have a bonus card, we will keep that. Any other messages for the pile 1? All right, so you have a couple of bonus cards. We're going to keep all of them. Let's go ahead and take a look and see what we have. We have 5 cards in total. Lots of messages for all of you pile 1 choosers. Let's go ahead and take a look. We have the 7 of Cups, the Ace of Swords, Judgment, the Empress, and the Wheel of Fortune. All of our cards are coming out in the upright position, which is a wonderful sign. We have a couple of major arcana cards coming out back to back. When we get more than one major arcana card coming out in one reading, it really represents being at a place where there is lots of crossroads, endings of chapters, and starting of new chapters. If we look at the tarot deck as a whole, the major arcana cards are the chapters within the full story. The Fool's story is told through the tarot deck, and so the major arcana cards, like I mentioned, are the chapters within that story, and the minor arcana cards are kind of like the paragraphs and the sentences within each chapter. So we're seeing big chapter moments here for you. If you chose this pile, that means that more than likely you're going through some pretty big season changes as well as chapter endings and beginnings. Let's go ahead and kind of start at the first of the line here. We have the 7 of Cups as the first card in this reading. The 7 of Cups really represents this energy of having a lot of different options and choices opening up for you. Sometimes you will hear people say, I am spoiled for choice. I have all these choices. But sometimes what happens with the 7 of Cups is we have too many choices and it can be overwhelming. It can feel very much in the space of, I don't know what direction to head in. I have so many different options opening up for me and I don't know which one is right for me right now. Sometimes it can become so overwhelming that we pause and we don't make any decision whatsoever. And there is that sort of warning that comes with this card that says you have a lot of options coming towards you. Don't allow yourself to get frozen. If you're nervous that you're not going to pick the right cup or the right opportunity, just know that not every cup is going to lead to victory and success. Some cups come into our life to teach us some sort of lesson. And so if you choose a cup and you don't really like it, take that lesson, put the cup back, and you can go back to the drawing board and choose a new cup in the future. The Seven of Cups ultimately is saying that you are in a space right now where you don't have to just choose one thing. There are multiple things opening up for you, multiple options, multiple chapters, and new opportunities. And then we have the Ace of Swords, and the Ace of Swords comes with the message of new ways of thinking, new ideas, new communications. The Swords suit is the suit of air energy, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. In our next air season, you might find yourself in a space where you have a lot of fresh ideas and you're networking with a lot of people. There's a lot of communications, a lot of messaging, email, just a lot of forward movement and a lot of exciting new ideas coming into mind. Make sure you're not nervous to explore those new ideas. The Seven of Cups and the Ace of Swords blend very nicely together because not only do you have a lot of opportunities coming your way, but all these new ideas will potentially lead to a lot of opportunities for either personal gain, financial gain, or some sort of level up in your life. All of the ace cards represent the universe handing you something. And in this case, the universe is handing you these new ideas, handing you these new ways to communicate how you feel. You have this sort of power behind you right now to make your thoughts and your goals or dreams a reality. And so this is the time for you to step onto that path, onto that journey, knowing that you have everything that it takes in order to make those dreams a reality. I really like seeing the Ace of Swords come out after the Seven of Cups as well, because it also can point to whatever cup you choose, as long as you are listening to your intuition and staying in alignment with your most authentic self. It will lead to new opportunities, again, for networking, communications, logistics, and analytics that all ultimately favor and benefit you. Then we have the Judgment card, and Judgment is such a nice energy. I think sometimes when we see Judgment, it can feel a little bit nerve-wracking because we don't know what judgment we're being called into. But I think one of the energies of Judgment that we don't talk enough about is using our best judgment moving forward. More than likely, a lot of you have gone through many different things in your past. Throughout every chapter in your life, you've gone through something that has taught you what a red flag looks like or what a green flag looks like, how to overcome an obstacle or a challenge, what cup to look for and what cup to maybe avoid, what type of conversations you would like to have, or what ideas might not be worth putting a lot of energy and effort into. You've learned how to really hone in on your inner judgment, and now is the time to listen to it. When we get a Judgment card, especially in the middle, sandwiched like this, there is this sort of message. If you don't take anything else away from this reading, take away the energy of whatever your inner judgment is telling you is best for you. That's what I would be listening to. That's what I would be doing, because your inner judgment is not going to steer you wrong. Not when you have all these new opportunities coming in, not when you have all these fresh ideas, and not when you're sitting in a beautiful place of Empress energy and the Wheel of Fortune, which we'll talk about here in just a minute. This Judgment card also comes out with the energy of divine timing. Now you see that there are angel wings here on this figure. In the traditional tarot deck, there are only 4 cards in the entire deck that have angel wings depicted like that. And those cards represent moments of divine timing. We have Judgment, that is a divine timing card. We also have the Lover's card, which is a divine timing card. We have the Two of Cups, which is a divine timing card. And then there's one other one that I can't think of off the top of my head, which is, Temperance, which is also a divine timing card. So you have a divine timing card here right in the middle, which is essentially trying to give you a peace of mind for those of you that deal with a little bit of anxiety. If you have anxiety because there's all these new options and opportunities opening up for you after maybe a chapter where it felt like there wasn't many options opening up for you or available to you, again, it can feel overwhelming. But Universe and Spirit is telling you not to be afraid to explore your new ideas, because those new ideas in combination with these opportunities really lead you into a place of growth, whether it's growth spiritually, mentally, emotionally, or financially, and use your best judgment moving forward. Really connect in with your inner self. Ask your authentic version of you, what is best for me right now, what gets me excited, what energy has that Ace of Swords around me, and allow yourself to explore that path and that avenue. Outside of the opportunities that are naturally opening up for you and all these choices that are kind of laying out on the table, you also have the Empress card. Now, the Empress card is the most attractive card in the entire tarot deck. She is also the creator in the tarot deck. And the reason why she is the creator is because she can birth what she wants into existence. She has a connection to the divine cosmos, just like you have right now. This is going to be your archetype over the next couple of weeks if you chose this pile, and you have the energy of the Empress on your side. You absolutely are the creator of your reality at this time. That might be something that I would be reminding myself every day over the next couple of weeks is I am the creator of my reality. She allows herself to use her power of creation to birth things into this world. We're not just talking about birthing children, we're talking about birthing businesses, new ideas, relationships, things that will bring her the happiness, the fulfillment, and that energy of divine happiness. She also, like I mentioned, is the most attractive card in the deck, which means that we have the power of attraction on our side. All of you that chose this pile have an outer attraction where people naturally are drawn to you at this time. Your aura is very attractive and people look at you, they see what's going on. So for those of you that are maybe wanting to put yourself in the public eye in some way, shape, or form, this is a really good green light to do so because you have that attraction right now where people are very much allured to you. Outside of that outer attraction, we also have the inner attraction with the Empress, and she has the law of attraction on her side. If you do not know about the law of attraction, now is a wonderful time to dive deep into it. Again, you have that Ace of Swords, which is all about curiosity into new ideas. If you don't know about the law of assumption or the law of attraction, tap into your Ace of Swords and just know that there's a lot of opportunities opening up for you if you can use that law of attraction or the law of magnetism to your benefit. So step into your Empress energy over these next couple of weeks, and you will find yourself really thriving, growing, and really creating this sort of reality or existence that you truly desire. And you have luck on your side doing it. We have the Wheel of Fortune coming out here. The Wheel of Fortune represents the wheel of life in all of the tarot decks. This is the only card where it is constantly in motion. So if it's in the reversal, it just means that maybe things feel a little stagnant. If it's in the upright, it's like, okay, we're on an upswing. Let's use the luck that's on our side to our benefit. Start throwing something and see if it sticks to the wall, because more than likely it will. The Wheel of Fortune, outside of representing the wheel of life and that sort of reminder that we're constantly in these ebb and flows and ups and downs, it also represents, again, having good luck on our side. If there is something here that you've been wanting to try, a new business that you've wanted to start, doing something, just know that you're going to have a lucky streak or a lucky shot, and now is the time to take full advantage of it. When we talk about fortunes, for those of you that are trying to have some sort of financial gain or financial increase, this also very much says that that is on your side at this time as well. So use that to your benefit. The Wheel of Fortune also has the letter X on it, which in my opinion always kind of represents this sort of completion. So if you feel like you've gone through a season in your life recently where you felt like things were not lucky, you felt like every time you tried to do something, you're like, man, I never get a lucky break. That's coming to an end and you're finally starting to get lucky. So start believing it. There is this energy of having to believe it in order to see it. And that's also part of that law of attraction energy. So again, dive deep into your law of attraction studies, and that way you can use it to your best benefit. But overall, there are some great messages here. Before we dive into the messages of love and our general oracles, as well as an affirmation, let's go ahead and kind of go over everything so far in this reading for all of you pile one friends. We had that Seven of Cups saying that there's a lot of opportunities opening up for you over these next couple of weeks. Don't be afraid to tap into your Ace of Swords and really allow the curiosity of whatever makes the most sense logically, analytically, and having communications in your life to choose that cup, whatever is in connection to those things. If you allow yourself to use your best inner judgment moving forward and not allowing the opinions or judgments of other people to stop you, you will find yourself in a space of pure creation, in a space where you're starting to see your dreams and goals becoming a reality. and that luck is returning to your life with a little extra sprinkle of fortunes. With all that being said, let's go ahead and get some final extra messages. We're going to do a love oracle first, kind of see what's kind of coming in for you in terms of emotions, relationships, and love. This does not have to just be romantic love. This can be any relationship in our life, relationships with ourselves, with friends, with family, with romantic partners, any sort of emotional connections and relationships. So we're going to ask Universe, Spirit, and Tarot to bring forth a love oracle here for our group 1. Let's go ahead and see what we have. We have retreat. It is time to disconnect from the world. I actually kind of like this, especially because, again, you have all these opportunities and new chances opening up for you. And if you are feeling overwhelmed, we need to take a step back, take a deep breath, recharge your batteries for a moment, and just kind of figure out, what does your ultimate dream life look like? Remember that you are the Empress at this time, and if you can get clear on what you want to create in this world, you can create it. So take a moment, disconnect from all the external noise, disconnect from everything that might be distracting you, and really kind of focus in so you can see what opportunities are opening up for you, what makes the most logical sense, how can you use your best judgment when choosing that opportunity, and then let's go ahead and make it a reality with the energy of the Empress and the Wheel of Fortune behind us. For those of you that are dealing with some drama in terms of relationships, it is time to walk away from that. If you're in a current romantic relationship where there's a lot of arguments, fighting, and tension, this is your sign to take a step back. Do not pour too much energy and time and effort into something that feels like drama. Disconnect again from the outside noise. That also goes with friendships. It goes with family connections. It goes with any relationships that are feeling a little bit draining right now, because you're at a change of the tides, okay? This is supposed to be your time. Take a moment and know that your time is coming for good luck, shifts, and changes. Now let's go ahead and get a general oracle here, things outside of love. This could be anything in your life, any extra messages in general. We're going to ask Universe, Spirit, and Tarot to bring forth a general oracle with extra messages here for all of you that chose pile 1. We have study, reading, research, and education help you gain the clarity and confidence about your career. Now, here's the thing. It doesn't necessarily just have to be about your career. We talked about how the 7 of Cups is opening up all these new opportunities and chances for you. With that being said, take a moment and do a little research into each one of those cups before you make a decision. We talked about this being a little bit overwhelming. So take a moment, again, retreat, take a step back, take a deep breath. Okay. Realign with what you want and what your goals and your dreams kind of look like. Then do a little bit of research. Ask yourself, is this opportunity going to get me there? Or is this opportunity going to open up a door for me? Is this opportunity going to potentially let me be in a space where I can network with people? This also is a great card for investing in your education, whether that is going back to school traditionally, maybe it's going to the school of YouTube, maybe it's just joining a little online workshop or a quick little study course or something of that nature. I've been saying since the beginning of 2026 that this is going to be a really good time to invest in ourselves. We are the only thing that has a guaranteed return on our investment. So this is a really great moment to also just invest in yourself, your education, and your knowledge. Now let me go ahead and get an affirmation for all of you that you can use over the next couple of weeks here. We're going to get an affirmation. Let's go ahead and see what we have. Make sure you take a screenshot so you remember to use this affirmation. I trust my inner voice. And we mentioned this multiple times, allowing your intuition to guide you, allowing your intuition in that best judgment to guide on what cup to choose, how we're going to tap into our Ace of Swords. What does our inner judgment look like? How are we going to use the power of Empress? Trust your inner voice, and the Wheel of Fortune will reward you. The Wheel of Fortune will reward you with good luck, with positive opportunity, as well as chance. So again, use this affirmation every morning before you start your day. Look at yourself in the mirror and look yourself in the eye and say, I trust my inner voice, and truly believe it. For all of you that chose pile 1, I hope this reading resonates with you. I hope you enjoyed this reading. And if you haven't liked this video, please consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel. It's absolutely free for you to do. We love making new friends, so come and join our Siren Ohana, and I appreciate you so much for being here. If you couldn't choose just one pile, then continue watching, because we are getting ready to start our pile 2 reading. If you chose pile 2, this is going to be your reading. Let's go ahead and dive into it. We are going to shuffle and ask Universe, Spirit, and Tarot to bring forth 3 cards with any messages, insight, or guidance that you need to hear at this time. We will start with a 3-card spread. Then we will get some extra messages at the end of the reading. We're going to pull a love oracle, a general oracle, as well as an affirmation to use for the next couple of weeks. So let's go ahead and get into it. We are going to shuffle. We have 1 card coming out already, which is the 7 of Wands. We're going to ask Universe and Spirit to bring forth a few more cards here. We have the 5 of Cups coming out, more in a reverse position. The Queen of Pentacles in a reverse position. Let's finish this shuffle and see if we have any bonus cards, which we do not. So let's go ahead and take a look and see what we have here on the table. We have the 7 of Wands, the 5 of Cups in reversal, and then the Queen of Pentacles in reversal. Now, right off the bat, we can see that we have 2 reversals coming out in this reading. When we see a reversal in a tarot reading, it can represent something that has already happened, or there might be a slight challenge or a slight obstacle that is preventing us from seeing these cards in the upright position. We will have to kind of feel out their energies as we move through the reading to see, is this something that's already happened, or is there a slight challenge or obstacle? We can also see here that we have a divine feminine energy. We have a queen coming out. This is a queen of earth energy, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. So you might have Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo somewhere in your chart. Pay attention to where that is. And there might be a season of importance, whether it's Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo season, where some of these things that we are going to talk about are going to make a lot of sense. With all that being said, let's go ahead and get into the real energy of this reading. We are starting out with the 7 of Wands. Now, the 7 of Wands comes with the message of having to defend ourselves. Maybe sometimes we feel like we are fighting against the world, or we're fighting against everyone in order for our voice to be heard, or for our viewpoint to be seen, or just having to fight for something. You can see here that she's physically fighting off all of these wands that are coming at her. And you could see here in her face that she is very determined to get through all of that noise, all of that frustration. Some of you might feel like you are having to defend your viewpoint. In today's world, there are a lot of conflicting viewpoints in the world, and we have conflicting morals and ethics and goals and dreams, and some people want to attack other people for their opinions and viewpoints and dreams and goals, and other people just want to live their life. And it feels like maybe some of the decisions that you are making, or some of the things that you stand for or believe in, you feel like you have to defend yourself. Now, here's the thing with the 7 of Wands. The energy of feeling like we need to defend ourselves or having to fight for the next thing, you're not crazy. It's definitely happening around you. You just have to ask yourself, is it worth that energy all the time? Sometimes you might find yourself very close to burnout. And even though right now it feels okay, and you're like, you know what, I'm going to keep fighting for what I believe in and standing up for what I believe in, there is that sort of energy of telling you to make sure that you find that balance. If you feel like you're constantly having to defend yourself, and every time you do something and your best friend says, why would you do that? That's so silly, or that doesn't make any sense, or why would you make that decision in this economy? You don't have to defend yourself all the time. You can say, listen, this is my decision, and you can either support me or you don't, and leave it just at that. So make sure that you also remember that there is balance there, because you might find yourself in a space of burnout if you don't. And then we have the 5 of Cups, and this is in reversal here. More than likely, this has already happened for the majority of you. Like I mentioned, reversals represent something that's already happened, or a slight challenge or obstacle. In this case, I do feel like the 5 of Cups energy has probably already happened for the majority of you that has picked this pile. The 5 of Cups in the upright position represents this energy of disappointment. It can feel like an energy of loss. It can feel like this energy of grief. There is this sort of message that comes with this card of like, wow, this is very disappointing. I spent all this time and energy pouring into these 3 cups just for them to spill. And so sometimes this can be a job. Maybe you really showed up and you put your all into a job and you defended this job and you end up losing the job. Maybe this was a relationship. You did everything you could to defend this person. You defended them. You fought for them. You showed up as this, rider sort of person. And then they ended up leaving. This can feel very much like, wow, I can't believe that happened after everything that I've done for you. However, I feel like the energy of the deep emotional loss, grief, or disappointment is over. You're finally at this space where you're like, I am ready to kind of pick up my other 2 cups and kind of start moving forward. This bridge in the city on this card represent moving forward. I think a lot of the times with the 5 cards in general in the tarot deck, that we don't really talk enough about is the fact that all of the 5s they all have the same solution. Turn around and start moving forward. Start going in a new direction. There's no need to continue looking back. And so I think for some of you, you have decided enough is enough. I'm not looking back anymore. I'm not going to continue to fight for something that doesn't want to fight for me. Instead, I'm going to fight for myself. I'm going to fight for my own beliefs. I'm going to fight for my own future. I'm going to take what I still have. I'm going to go across this bridge and I'm going to find new things that can bring me fulfillment and happiness and that sort of emotional connection that is going to help me evolve on my journey. And then we have the Queen of Pentacles coming out in reversal. And this is a little bit different of an energy because to me, this feels a little bit more like a challenge or an obstacle, not necessarily something that has already happened. For some of you, you're having a hard time stepping into your Queen of Pentacles energy. The Queen of Pentacles is the mother in the tarot deck. She very much is this energy of nurturing. She nurtures every seed that she plants. She waters it. She tends to it. She makes sure that there's no weeds in her garden. She makes sure that that seed has sunlight and she has fertilizer and all the things that are needed for that seed to grow into these beautiful vines that bring her flowers and that can feed the rabbits in her garden and all of those things. And sometimes when we see her in the reversal, there is that feeling that maybe we need to nurture ourselves. Maybe we need to nurture our seeds. When we talk about planting seeds of intention, these are our manifestations. These are the relationships that we plant our seeds into. These are the jobs that we spend so much time in. These are our living situations, our passion projects, our friendships. All of those seeds are different things within our garden of life that we tend to, that we do pour our energy into. And again, when the Queen of Pentacles is in the upright, she knows that all of those things that she's pouring into in her garden of life are worthy of that energy because they return it in some way, shape, or form. Now, this does not have to be a this for that. It's just reciprocated energy in a sense of having the gratitude for the nurturement. And when I see this in the reversal, there is a big message here for you to tend to yourself, to nurture your soul through things that make you feel good, that make you feel happy, that things that do not make you have this energy, right? Because again, the 7 of Wands, if we spend all this time defending our position, defending our viewpoint, defending the decisions that we make in life, how do we have time to tend to ourselves? How do we have time to look at our garden, take a step back and say, okay, what is working in my life and what is not? What is draining me of my energy, my resources? Am I still holding space for the thing that spilled? Am I still hoping that that spilled area in my garden is going to grow again? When we see the Queen of Pentacles in the reversal, there is that energy of having to take an inventory in our garden of life and maybe weed some of those things out. Make sure that we are tending to ourselves the way that we would tend to all those other people and projects and things in our life that maybe we poured so much into and then we were disappointed at the end of the day. Again, feels like obstacle or challenge that is maybe preventing you from getting into this Queen of Pentacles energy. Now, for some of you, when we look at the next Earth season, whenever you're watching this, and Earth seasons are Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo season, this might naturally turn into its upright position because you have the energy of Earth behind you. So that's the first thing. For others of you, you might have Earth somewhere in your chart, and definitely pay attention to that. If you don't know your birth chart, definitely go to themagicsiren.com. I offer birth chart readings, or you can always just do a free Google search of, what is my birth chart? You can put in all your information and you can find a sort of general idea of where all the placements are. And if you have Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo in any planet, pay attention to what planet that is, because every planet rules a different area in our life. Let's say you have an Earth sign as your Venus. In your Venus sign, there is an Earth sign there. Well, Venus has to do with our relationships, our romantic relationships, as well as our relationship to ourselves. Let's say that that's what you see. Well, maybe we need to take a moment and nurture the relationships in our life, nurture the relationship to ourselves. Let's say that you see an Earth sign in Mars. Okay, and Mars is going to be a little bit more based on our job and our business and our sort of energy of what's making the money in this material world. Okay, maybe we need to nurture our career. We need to nurture the energy of what projects we're spending time in, and is it something that's really in alignment with us? Okay, so pay attention to where Earth might be in your chart as well when we see that divine feminine energy in its reversal. Now, when we talk about divine feminine energy, we all have divine feminine as well as divine masculine within us. The divine masculine are going to be the king cards, and those are going to be that energy of go, 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 work, 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 hustle, 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 hustle. Where the queen cards of divine feminine is a little bit more of the energy of like, put together the plan, get the seeds ready, plant those seeds, again, nurture those seeds until they start to grow. And once they grow and produce that harvest, then you can tap into your masculine and go out and harvest the fruit. But the thing is that a lot of us are being called into planting the seeds and nurturing them. Okay. So before we get into our extra messages with the love oracle, the general oracle, and our affirmation, let's go ahead and summarize what we have here for you. We have the Seven of Wands that says maybe there are some places in your life right now where you feel absolutely defensive, where you have to defend your power, your decisions, what you do, who you love, all the different things in your life. But there's a warning underneath that Seven of Wands that says you might find yourself at burnout and you might be spending too much time defending different things in your life that we forgot to tend to ourselves. There is also that message of saying, maybe this defensive energy comes from the loss, grief, or disappointment of things in the past that didn't work out the way that you necessarily thought they would. However, you are in a space right now where the initial hurt or the initial sting is gone, and we can finally kind of pick up the things that we still have available to us, and we can start moving forward into this new season. And part of or at least one of the big ways that you can start moving into this new season is by tapping into your Queen of Pentacles. Start nurturing your soul, nurturing your own seeds, taking a look at your garden of life and asking, what can I weed out? How can I start focusing all this energy that maybe has been a defense mechanism through that energy of the Five of Cups, and start focusing it in on me, self-love, self-care, and grounding into what I truly want in this life. Let me go ahead and get some extra messages in love for you, okay? Now, these are going to be messages in love. It doesn't have to be romantic love. This could be any relationships or emotions in our life. Obviously, it can be romantic love, but it can also be our relationship to ourselves, to our friends, to our neighbors, to our coworkers, and again, romantic as well. Let's go ahead and see what we have here. We have, it is safe for you to love. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. And I think for some of you, this very much is going to resonate because we do have that Seven of Wands where it feels like we have to have that wall up, where we have to defend ourselves. Maybe in the past you did open up to a romantic partner or to a friend or even to a business partner, and you became very vulnerable and they used it against you. This is the energy of telling you that if you can step into your Queen of Pentacles and look at your garden of life and trust that the seeds that are growing are not going to take advantage of you, it does become safe for you to love. This is the card of saying that you have created a sanctuary in your life of people, environments, and places that genuinely want to see you thrive. And so anything that makes you feel like you have to defend yourself, anything that doesn't make you feel safe to open up, well, then those are things that I would be weeding out of your life. And instead, I would be shifting and turning into the things that make me feel safe, that make me feel like I can open up and be vulnerable and show deeper than just surface level, especially in terms in romantic relationships. Now, let me go ahead and get a general oracle. These are going to be extra messages and anywhere in your life. We had one card come out here. Let's go ahead and see what it is. We have builder. Your innate ability to build and create brings you a deep sense of accomplishment. And every time this card comes out, I always talk about this sort of, if you build it, they will come. And so I feel like for a lot of you, this goes back to that Queen of Pentacles energy that we were talking about. Looking at your garden of life and really asking, what do you want to build? What do you want to see? If you can look at your garden of life 6 months from now, or even in the next Earth season, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, what does that look like? And how can we start to build the relationships, environments, and projects in our life that not only make us feel loved, make us feel safe, but also make us want to expand? I think for some of you, building something, anything, whether it's building a new daily routine, maybe it's building physically something like a chair, or maybe it's building a new business. Building something will bring you a very deep sense of accomplishment. And outside of this, a sense of accomplishment, it's also going to bring you the energy of that Queen of Pentacles. It's going to bring you that energy of groundedness. You will take that time to build something that nurtures your soul and not just nurtures everybody else's energy, okay? I want to go ahead and get your affirmation. This is an affirmation that you can use over the next couple of weeks. So let's go ahead and shuffle. We'll ask Universe and Spirit for an affirmation here for the pile 2. This went flying off camera. Let's see what it is. I am beginning an exciting new path of self-discovery. This very much fits everything that we were talking about, you know, stepping away from the energy of feeling like we have to fight everything. Yes, defending ourselves is important, but if you're doing it so much and you're coming close to burnout, maybe it's not worth it, right? Coming into this exciting new path of self-discovery after a period of feeling like things didn't go the way you wanted them to. Learning how to get back into your Queen of Pentacles and nurturing your own soul. This new path of sanctuary around us, building that sanctuary and that safe space to open up and be vulnerable. So take a screenshot of this. Remember to use this every day before you start your day. Look in the mirror, look at yourself in the eye and say, I am beginning an exciting new path of self-discovery, and really believe that energy, okay? If you chose pile 2, I hope that this reading resonated with you in some way, shape, or form, and I truly appreciate you being here. If you're still watching this video and you have not liked it yet, please consider liking this video and maybe subscribing to the channel. We really love making new friends. It's completely free for you. And I just really, again, appreciate you being here. Now, if you couldn't choose just one deck and you did also choose pile 3, then we're going to go ahead and get ready to start our pile 3 reading. So keep on watching. If you chose pile 3, this is your tarot reading. We're going to go ahead and get right into it. I am going to shuffle and ask Universe and Spirit to bring forth any messages, insight, or guidance that you need to hear at this time. We're going to do a 3-card spread, and then at the end of the reading, we will do some extra messages with a love oracle, a general oracle, as well as an affirmation to use. So let's go ahead and shuffle. We'll ask Universe and Spirit for those messages and insights. We have the 10 of Swords coming out in reversal. Let's go ahead and ask for 2 more cards here. We are looking for 2 more cards for pile 3. Any messages, insight, or guidance for all of the watchers here of pile 3. You did have a card flip. We will take that in just a second. Let's go ahead and finish out this shuffle. What other messages do we have for pile 3? Let's go ahead and shuffle. We're asking Universe and Spirit for 1 more card. Any other messages, insight, or guidance that need to be heard at this time? We have a 3rd card that came out. Let's go ahead and finish this shuffle, and then we'll take a look at what we have. All right, let's go ahead and take a look and see what's going on here for all of you that chose pile 3. We have the 10 of Swords in reversal. the Nine of Pentacles in reversal, and then the Page of Cups. I really love seeing that the Page of Cups is the only card in the upright position. I will explain why in just a moment. You do have two reversals here. When we see a reversal in a tarot reading, it can represent something that has already happened, or there might be a slight challenge or a slight obstacle that is preventing us from seeing this card in its upright positions. With that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at what these reversals are. The first card that's showing out in this reading for you is the Ten of Swords. And again, this is coming out in the reversal. I do feel like this is a challenge or obstacle that is maybe preventing us from seeing this in the upright position. The Ten of Swords in the upright position can really feel like the ending of a chapter in our life, and that ending can feel a little bit bittersweet, a little bit more bitter than sweet. You can see that there's all these swords here kind of going into this person, and there is this calling for us to be able to start removing those swords, healing from these things of this chapter that maybe felt a little bit emotionally painful or just a little bit disappointing. Sometimes the Ten of Swords can come out as this energy of feeling like we were betrayed or we were maybe stabbed in the back. And for some of you, maybe that has happened in the recent past. And seeing this in the reversal says that maybe we are lingering just a little bit. There are a couple of swords here that we're still trying to either pull out or heal from. But there is a new chapter on the horizon when we see the 10 cards in the reversal, because it really kind of says that like we're getting through it, we're just not fully out of it yet. So for those of you that feel like maybe you've gone through a chapter or a season in your life recently where there was a little bit of that energy of betrayal or frustration or emotional difficulty, just know that the end is near and you are being called into really kind of pulling those thorns out or pulling those swords out and healing from those wounds, healing from those situations, and allowing yourself to prepare a clean slate for the new chapter or the new opportunity that is starting to show up in your life. All of the 10 cards in the tarot decks represent the ending of that suit. So when we see a 10 in reversal, it just says that the ace is right around the corner. And then we have the 9 of Pentacles in reversal. And this again feels like a challenge or obstacle, because the 9 of Pentacles in the upright is this energy of looking at our garden of life and seeing our worthiness, remembering what we are worth. And I think sometimes when we see this card in the reversal with the 10 of Swords right before it, maybe there was something that happened in your life recently that really did hurt your feelings, that maybe did feel like a betrayal. But you have to ask yourself, was that situation, that relationship, environment, person, whatever it was, were they really worthy of your time, energy, love, fulfillment, and resources? When we see the 9 of Pentacles in the upright position, we remember our worthiness and we know what is worth our time and energy and love and all those things that I just mentioned. And so when we see this in the reversal, it's like your spirit team in the universe telling you, yes, there may have been some stuff in the past that really hurt or it really felt like a big bummer. But if we look back on it and we can kind of look at maybe hindsight a little bit, was it really ever worthy of a space in our garden of life? When we talk about our garden of life, these are the relationships that we keep. It's the projects that we tend to. It's the jobs that we show up for all the time. It's the things that we hold space for, the environments that we live in or that we spend time in. And we have to ask ourselves, are these things bearing fruit in return? Now, again, it doesn't have to be this or that, this for that, right? It doesn't have to be this equal exchange. It's like, I give you one fruit, you give me one fruit in return. But it at least needs to be a reciprocated energy of like, I pour into this plant, these things in my garden. Again, all these plants are all those things we mentioned of relationships and projects and things of that nature. You pour into those things. Are you getting anything in return? If we are not getting anything in return and we are just pouring and pouring and pouring and pouring ourselves into those things, do they really deserve a space in our garden of life? Are they really worth us? Are they worthy of you? Are they worthy of your time, energy, and intentions? More than likely they're not, if they're not returning something, even if it's just a moment of gratitude. So when we see the Nine of Pentacles in reversal, your spirit team and your universe are telling you to take a look at all the things in your life right now and ask yourself, where can I pull some of these weeds out of my life? Because if you've had something in your garden of life, again, anything that has hurt you, that has put thorns in your fingers, maybe it's not something that we need to keep in our garden any longer. Maybe that's a weed that we need to pull out now. This Nine of Pentacles in reversal says that there is a slight challenge or obstacle that is preventing us from looking out at our garden of life and saying, okay, everything that is here is worthy of my time, energy, love, and attention. And I know that not only am I being in a space of gratitude for it, but it also is in a gratitude of me and of my time, space, and energy. There is a reciprocated energetic line here, and I'm not being drained. Okay. So some of you are in a space right now where it almost kind of feels like we might be lingering in between seasons or chapters because we are still holding space for things that really don't deserve our time, energy, or intention. And then we have the Page of Cups. And this is one of my favorite cards in the entire tarot deck. And this is why. Because the Page of Cups really represents this sort of energy of our personality. It's the card of who are we now at the end of this chapter? Who are we now showing up as the gardener in our garden of life? What is our personality and how do we express ourselves to the world on a very creative level? All the page cards in the tarot deck represent this sort of childlike, curious energy. And sometimes we'll even say it feels a little bit immature, but it's not immature necessarily in a bad way. It's immature in a sense of like, do you remember when you were younger, a younger time in life when you were very carefree and you were just curious about anything and everything and you would explore it without worrying about what was going to happen if you explored it? That's kind of what the page cards are. It's exploring certain areas of our life without that energy of like, what's going to happen? Is this going to work for me? Thinking about all the analytics and logistics that go behind exploring it. And the Cup card here is our relationships and our emotions to ourselves. And so when we look at the Page of Cups on a surface level, it is a card of creative expression. It's this card of how do we, again, want the world to perceive us? How do we want to navigate relationships in our life, but also the relationship with ourselves? And so when this card comes out, I always say, who are you now? At the end of this season, at the end of this chapter, when you're looking at your garden of life, take a moment and ask yourself, who am I now? Who am I now? What hobbies do I enjoy? What is my favorite color? What's my favorite song? What do I want to wear tomorrow? Do I actually do the things that make me happy? It's getting very open, honest, raw, and real with yourself and figuring out who you are now after everything that you've gone through in the previous chapter. And maybe some of you haven't done this in so long that who are you now after the previous 10 chapters in your life? There is a need for us to consistently check in with ourselves because we are constantly growing, shifting, and evolving as humans. That is part of the human experience. And if we're not growing and evolving, then we're doing something wrong. Right? And so you're not the same person that started this year. You're not the same person that you were when you got into that relationship. You're not the same person who had the first day of work at that job. You are a different person now. So take a moment over the next, couple of weeks and really come in, ask yourself, who am I now? What do I want in my life? How can I express myself in a creative way that's in alignment with who I am now? Creative expression is going to be a highlight for you over the next couple of weeks. And it's really important to make sure that you're not afraid to explore it. Explore your personality. Explore who you are now. Before we move on to the extra messages with the Love Oracle and the General Oracle, as well as the affirmation, let's go ahead and kind of summarize what we have on the table here. We have that Ten of Swords in reversal that really is telling us that we are in between seasons. We are in between chapters in our life. And the season that you're coming out of or the chapter that you're ending, it may have ended in a space where we feel a little bit hurt or disappointed or frustrated because there were some things that happened and maybe we feel a little bit betrayed. Maybe we feel like we, went above and beyond for a person or a job or an environment and it didn't really pay out for us. But it's really giving us this ultimate opportunity to kind of take a look at the Nine of Pentacles, at our garden of life and say, okay, you know what? I did pour a lot into that season. I poured a lot into that person, that relationship, that job, that project, whatever it is. And yeah, it didn't maybe work out for me. So I'm going going to weed it out of my life now. I'm going to open up that space because there's going to be some new seeds that I can plant in its place. If I have the space in my garden and I have the energy and the resources, I can tend to other things that might come my way. And in the meantime, as I kind of weed those things out of my garden and I take a moment and remember my worthiness and know that the things that hurt me at the end of that chapter and the end of that season are not worth me. They are not worthy of my time and love and energy. I'm going to start focusing in on who I am now. How am I going to present myself to the world? What makes me happy? What does my personality consist of now? After everything that I've been through, who am I now? And how am I going to make sure that my garden of life is also reflecting that too? Making sure that the things that I do tend to are in alignment with who I am and what I want, and they understand and really appreciate my worthiness. With that being said, let's go ahead and get some love messages here for you. Now, these are going to be messages in love, and it doesn't have to necessarily be romantic love. These love oracles are about emotions and relationships as a whole. So this could be about your relationship to yourself, relationship to a romantic partner, with friends, with family, and whatever it is. We have an unrequited love. There is not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. And I think this is probably very specific for some of you because we do have that 10 of Swords in reversal as well as Knight of Pentacles. And some of you, this is exactly a love situation. For some of you, there is somebody here that you've really been trying hard to make it work. You've been really trying hard to be the only one that continues to show up. And it does hurt your feelings that maybe they're not choosing you the same way you choose them. But this is that little message from universe and spirit saying that they are not worthy of all of the love that you have to give anyway. There is somebody out there that will choose you just the way that you choose them. There is somebody out there that will show up for you the same way you show up for them, if not more. There is somebody out there that not only will choose you, but will also lift you up and also adore the true authentic version of you and who you are now. And so don't forget that throughout this process. Yes, it can be difficult to release a relationship, whether this is a romantic partnership, maybe it's a best friend that no longer is in alignment with you. Maybe it is a job that you've been putting a lot of energy into and keep fighting for. There's something here that you have been really fighting for and being the only one that shows up. And this is your spirit team telling you, it's a good time to try and release this now. There's something else better in the future for you that is going to be in alignment, that is going to appreciate you, that is going to be grateful for your energy, and is actually going to be worthy of you. Let me go ahead and get your general messages here. These are going to be any extra messages anywhere in your life. So let's go ahead and kind of see what's coming out here. We're going to ask universe and spirit. That went flying off the screen here. Let's go ahead and see what we have. We have heart's desires. The angels are supporting, guiding, and protecting you as your dreams become a reality. I think we do need to, again, look within and ask ourselves, who are we now? What does our heart truly desire? And not who. I think it's really important that we mention that as well, because sometimes when we talk about the ending of a potential relationship, whether it's romantic or platonic or otherwise, sometimes we get really focused in on a specific person. But I think our heart's desire says like qualities. Let's say that we are talking about romantic love. What does your heart desire in terms of love? The qualities, loyalty, somebody who is funny, somebody who appreciates you, somebody who you don't have to ask to do the love language, somebody that has the same love language as you. These are more along the lines of qualities that we desire, not necessarily a specific person. And so maybe some of you needed to hear that as well. But your universe and your spirit team are absolutely supporting you and protecting you as you follow your heart, as you allow yourself to look at your garden of life and really figure out what your worthiness is and remember it, allowing yourself to heal from these things of the past and really kind of come back into that space of the heart and say, okay, who am I now after everything that I have experienced in love and in other areas of my life? Let's go ahead and get an affirmation for you to use for the next couple of weeks here. We're going to ask universe and spirit for an affirmation here for pile 3. Let's get an affirmation for pile 3, the people who chose pile 3 or who are watching this reading. We have a card here. I am strong. This is a great affirmation for this reading because some of you might just feel like you're not strong enough to completely end this chapter. Maybe some of you feel like you're not strong enough to weed out those things in our life that have not returned some sort of energetic return here. You are strong. You are worthy. You are in a space where you deserve the very best in life. You deserve people and situations and environments and projects that also see that within you. You deserve the best. And so allow yourself to remember that. Say this throughout the day, or at least every morning and every night before you start your day, before you end your day. Look at yourself in the mirror, in the eye, and say, I am strong, and believe that. Because I think there is this sort of energy of empowerment here underneath the entirety of this reading. We have to remember that we are worthy. We have to remember that the things that have hurt us in the past, they are not meant to be in our life anymore. Take those swords out, take the thorns out, and weed them out of our life. There are other things here that truly want to support you, that truly would love to see you for you, and not only see you and support you, but reciprocate your energy. So be strong, release those things. Take a screenshot of this so you do not forget how strong you truly are, and allow yourself to weed out anything in your life that makes you feel otherwise. Weed out anything that does not reciprocate your energy, and take some time for self-love and self-care to remember or at least see who you truly are now. I do like this reading, and I hope that this resonated with you in some way, shape, or form. And if you are still watching this video and you haven't liked it yet or subscribed to the channel, consider liking this video, consider subscribing. We love making new friends here. I truly appreciate you so much for being here. I hope that this reading really did resonate with you. If you would like to get a personal reading with me, like I mentioned, all that information is down in the description box below. And I hope to see you again next week for another Pick a Card Tarot reading. Overall, thank you so much. Stay safe, and I will see you in the next one. Aloha.